Great to be here with you today. If you are here live or recorded on December 11th or December 18th and you're in Vermont, please stop by and design your own bauble. We're doing some uh, you design and we hand blow glass ornaments. Anyway, we're here more importantly for yoga intermission. Try this at home. Grab a cushion if you have one, or if you feel like you need blocks for any reason, support. I'm sitting on a cushion. This is Nancy's cushion. You could also use a blanket, but we're going to settle in initially for some breathing, some meditation, and some stretching. So find a place where you can be comfortable. That might be with your back against the wall, might be lying down, or maybe you're lying down with something underneath your knees. I'm going to place my blanket underneath my feet and my blocks underneath my knees. And I'm sitting on the edge of a cushion. On the edge of a cushion. All right, hoping you can see and hear me okay. We're going to go ahead and get started, bringing the hands into the lap or onto the thighs. If they're in your lap, the back of the right hand is in the palm of the left, and the thumb pads just touch lightly, and we relax there. Rather than hunching over with the heart sort of drawing toward the palms, you're going to lift the heart upward, tucking the pelvis a little bit forward, almost like you're kind of tilting a bowl. And imagining perhaps that you have a straw inside your spine, and that's where the breath is moving in and out. And with each breath in, the spine gets a little longer, a little more space amongst all the knuckles of the spine. And it remains there as you breathe out. A little tuck of the chin. Check and see how close the shoulders are to the ears. There's nothing we can actually do in the immediate term about the length of our necks, but we can create a little space and let the neck be its full length. Let's go ahead and take a nice, full, deep breath in the nose. Open the mouth side away. Take that again. The natural breath with the mouth closed but the lips slightly parted. Your gaze can be wherever it feels okay. My eyes are closed. You could gaze forward and down, or with your eyes closed, you could roll them up toward your head. Making sure that you're as comfortable as possible. My left hip is being a little squidgy today, so I'm trying to find a place that works for me. I'm going to place my hands on my knees today. Drawing the belly lightly in and up. And we'll work a 3-part breath, a full belly breath. So we breathe in and puff the belly out as if we could puff it all the way around the body. And then soften that to breathe out. Take that again. Inhale, belly gets really round. And breathe out. This time imagining you could press the low back even wider. Breathe in. And breathe out. Soften the belly and then squeeze it to squeeze all the breath away. We're going to add the rib cage. Breathe in, belly. Ribs expanding all the way around. Breathe out. Ribs soften, belly softens. Again, belly, then ribs. And then ribs soften, belly softens. This time when you get to the ribs, see if you can feel the back ribs expanding. Inhale, belly. Ribs. Ribs soften, belly softens. Now we add to the heart space, all the way up to just below the chin. Inhale, belly. Ribs. Heart, up to the chin. And soften, top, middle, bottom. Take that again. And one more time. Let's take that 3 more times. Really paying attention to the piece parts. All the components that support the breath, supporting the body, supporting the mind. Last round. Return to a natural breath. And checking in that the body's feeling reasonably comfortable. There should be a little challenge here. And for me, part of that challenge is relaxing my quads. If you're feeling too much strain or effort in your low back, continue to draw the navel in and up. And now, with a natural breath, we'll consider something about our body, our emotional state, our attributes, or our situation about which we do or can feel positive. So it could be my right big toe feels great, or my smile, or most of the time I let people pass me without in a car without feeling angry. Or maybe it's something so important and so difficult, like you got out of bed today and came to your mat. So, whatever that thing is, bring it to mind and allow yourself to feel the positivity that surrounds that thing, the goodness, the fact that whatever that thing is, you can make it even more positive by cultivating it, whether it's an action or an attitude or an attribute. And if your mind tears away from it, which it often does, we do have human minds, bring your mind first back to your breath. And then whatever that thing is, my smile, my willingness to let people pass me on the highway without getting angry, my jaw feels soft and open today. And if you can, place your hands in your lap, back of the right hand in the palm of the left, and the thumb pads touching. We're going to work our way into a loving kindness meditation, also known as metta, which is a meditation about focused on sharing love and kindness with outwardly to others. So take a moment here to consider something that makes you feel love or loved, something that puts a warmth in your heart or a sense of well-being into your being. Maybe it's someone else's smile, or maybe it's doing yoga, or maybe it's puppies or funny cat videos. Just bring that to mind and notice what it does right in and around the chest area, or maybe even into your toes and your fingertips. And bring a half smile to your face. And bring to mind as if you were standing in front of them and could look into their eyes, a being whom you love unconditionally. Could be someone on this earth, not on this earth. It doesn't have to be human. And imagine that your out breath, your exhale, is sharing the love and kindness that you feel in your heart outward to them. Nice, slow, steady, regular breath. Now imagine you are standing in front of someone who has your best interests in mind. They might not always come across that way, but they have your best interests in mind. And again, share that sense of warmth, of love, of kindness, of compassion outward using an exhale. If you need to add a color to your exhale that you imagine or a texture to it, go right ahead and do that. I'll bring to mind now someone about whom you have neutral feelings. Maybe it's a cashier at the grocery store, someone you don't know well. You might say hello, you might smile, you might ask how they are. You don't typically have any depth of conversation with them. Or it could be someone's pet that you see this person walking their pet. Bring them to mind, and on your exhale, share a sense of warmth, of love, and kindness with them. Now, acknowledge that there may be someone in your life or in your past life who was difficult to love, or maybe with whom you've had a recent argument or words. And picture them standing in front of you. Look into their eyes and allow a bit of that love and kindness to spill out of your heart through your breath right to them. Take a big, huge breath in through the nose. Send it out the mouth. Inhale your arms forward, palms face down, and then lock your arms back into your shoulders. Send the arms nice and wide and reach outward like you could grow from the center of the chest and the middle of the spine all the way out to the fingertips. Slowly rotate the shoulders and feel that rotation so the palms face upward. Inhale, lift your arms overhead. Keep the hands apart. Exhale, face the palms forward and lower the arms just halfway down so that they're perpendicular to the earth. Lock the arms back into the shoulders. Spread the arms wide, breath in. Stay here, extending for the breath out. Float the palms up. Reach, reach, reach. Inhale, lift the arms high. Stay long in the torso, palms face forward. Exhale, hands come all the way down to the earth. Face the palms up. Inhale, lift the arms out by your sides. And go ahead and bend the elbows so the fingertips come to the shoulders. We're going to take circles with the elbows here. Starting to warm up the body. Stay with the breath. Small circles opposite direction. And then expand the circles. Keep them expansive. Bring your circles in the opposite direction. Pause here and then bring the fingertips behind your ears. So your fingertips might touch the sides of your head, but they are behind your ears. Open up the elbows, lift the heart, and then start to squeeze the elbows behind you. And one at a time, when you're ready, you can drop the hands behind you. The fingers point toward your body. Tilt the pelvis forward, draw the belly in. Extend the torso a lot, all the way from the top of the pelvis to the sternum, the breastbone, and then maybe the shoulder blades draw in together so much that the head drops back, settled comfortably. Draw the belly, stack the shoulders over the hips, sweep your arms around in front of you, and crawl them forward, extending the spine. It might even feel nice on the hips. Now T-bands a little bit. Drop your head. Walk the hands way over to the right as far as you can get them while remaining with the right sitting bone on the earth. Maybe the hands can go all the way over toward the right knee. So you can extend the spine a little bit more. Draw the belly in to make space for this fold, this folded twist. Inhale, hands crawl through to center. And exhale, they walk to the other side. Crawl the hands away from you a little more on the diagonal. And then move them back towards center. Use an exhale and a strong belly to sit upright once more. We'll take one more set of movements of the spine. You drop the left hand down either to a block or to the floor. You can be on your fingertips. Reach the left arm, reach the right arm in front and lock that arm back into the shoulder. Tilt the pelvis forward. Lift the right arm nice and high. And exhale, a tilt over toward the left. We're just finding, so whatever arm is high, you're going to tilt the opposite way. I might have gotten the sides mixed up. Lift the heart. Press the sitting bone. It's on the same side as the lifted arm into the earth. You might notice that you're holding tension somewhere else in the body. My left toes were in sort of a funny squeeze, so I'm loosening them. I'm going to rise back up, both arms overhead, press the palms together. And this time bend the elbows so the fingertips come behind the neck or between the shoulder blades. Press the head back into the forearms. The right elbow comes and crunches toward the left knee. Maybe not all the way down. Lift back up. And the left elbow crunches toward the right knee. Lift back up. Keep the left hand behind your head and drop the right hand by your side. You might come to your fingertips, maybe on a block or the mat. Float the left arm in front. Lock it back into your shoulder. Long, long, long belly. Pelvis tilts forward. Lift the left arm high. And on an exhale, tilt over to the right. Working for a big tilt, a huge opening, as if the left side of the body is as wide as the ribs on a ship. Both arms float high, get tall. We come into a cactus shape with the arms. And open, open, open. Draw the forearms together in front of you. Palms together. Lift your elbows. And then come into a prayer pose with the hands at your heart, the elbows nice and wide. That was a big, fairly lengthy lead up to setting intention, but kind of nice to open up and meditate beforehand. So take a moment here to set an intention. And that intention might be why you came to your mat. In other words, what brought you here. Or it might be a true intention that you establish here and now. Or maybe it's just a sense, a sensation. I'd like to feel positive. I'm intending to come off my mat with a smile on my face. We'll celebrate all of that. We'll use the sound of Om to do so, and imagine that that Om is like a beautiful little snow flurry whipping around us and settling into the earth to create a foundation for the practice. We'll take a cleansing breath first. Inhale. Big, deep breath in. And as the description of the class promised, we move into movement, more so than stretching, to continue opening up the body and placing blocks close by for when I might need them, and my blanket close by. Move into child's pose, coming down, facing the ground, knees nice and wide, big toes touch. If possible, the chest is resting on the ground, but that might not be possible. So the belly on the thighs. Sorry for that loud noise. The head is on something. So if it resists, sometimes it does. Our bodies don't always do what they did yesterday or a year ago. Sitting bones toward the heels. Arms long in front. Big, huge breath in. And out. Make your way into a tabletop. I'm going to go ahead and place my blanket underneath my knees to protect them. I have one fairly cranky knee. In tabletop, we let the fingers get nice and wide, and we work to use the belly to take some of the energy out of the wrists. Actually, speaking of which, let's go ahead and shift the bum a little backwards and place the backs of the hands onto the mat with the fingers pointing toward the knees. Now, see if you can press onto the backs of the hands more toward the wrist than the knuckles. Maybe you rock a little forward and back. Hands not often in this shape. Then we bring the palms back to the mat and point the fingers either left and right or more toward your knees. Thumbs not too wide so we can stretch out the fingers and the heels and inner wrists. The heels of the hand, that is. Keep drawing the belly in. And then go ahead and find your true tabletop with a firm spine, a firm belly. And float the right leg long behind you with the ball of the foot on the mat. Now work forward and backward, working into the Achilles heel, the sole of the foot, and the calf. Shoulders over wrist, leg floats off the mat, knee to the nose. Inhale, extend the leg. Bring the knee out to the right, the leg out to the right. Inhale, lengthen the leg behind you, knee to nose. Inhale, extend the leg. Right leg over to the left, peek over the shoulder, reach, reach, reach. Leg behind you, knee to nose. Leg behind you. Leg to the right. Drop the foot onto the earth, outside to the right, and press the outer edge of the foot to the earth. Come to kneeling on your left knee, shoulders over the hips. And stay here just for a minute to really feel the work of pressing the pelvis forward and drawing the navel up. And we'll go ahead and skate the right hand down the right thigh and float the left arm up, getting really tall. It's kind of an interesting angle. You could probably build something very sturdy. Triangles are the sturdiest foundation. And we're going to go ahead and take a tilt over to the right. Maybe you feel this in the inner thigh or outer thigh. Maybe you feel it in the glutes. You want to squeeze the left glute for support and continue to press energy into the outer edge of the right foot. And we're going to take the opposite, like a little windmill. Bring the left hand down to the earth. Press the pelvis forward and reach the right arm high. Maybe the right bicep comes over the right ear. Lift the heart. Sweep both hands in front. Lift the leg up to the right, sweep it behind you, and then sweep it over to the left. We're going to bring the shoelace side of the foot down onto the earth and glide the front of the right hip to the left heel. It's not quite a pigeon, and you'll definitely, well, I expect you will feel it in your left glute. Draw to your forearms. If you like more of a challenge, tuck your right toes under, float the right knee off the mat, and then send the heel away from you. Come back into a tabletop, right leg reaching behind. Right knee bends as if you're stepping on the clouds, and then use the belly and the glutes to lift that right knee up and down. Just a little bit of a quad stretch here. One more knee to nose, and return to tabletop. You might shift around here. You might find cat and cow, maybe a little sweep left and right. And we'll take all those shenanigans to the other side, starting with a firm, stable tabletop. And the way you get that is creating real estate between your shoulder blades, drawing the navel in and up, and the tailbone a little downward. Left leg long behind you, ball of the foot on the earth. Stretch as far as you can. See if you can square your hips before you rock forward and backward to bring length to the sole of the foot, the Achilles heel, and the calf. Pause, shoulders over wrists, and float the left leg off the mat. Reach the left leg out to the left. See if you can keep it as high away from the floor as possible. Sweep the leg behind you and then over to the right. Keep it off the ground. Leg behind you, knee to nose. Inhale, extend. Leg over to the left. Left foot onto the earth as parallel to your hips as possible. You'll press the whole foot to the earth, including the outer edge. Walk the hands back. We'll see if my right knee will allow this. We're going to rise up nice and tall. Left hand skates down toward the left knee. Right arm floats high. And a tilt over to the left this time. Really working that left leg as straight as you can get it. My knee wants to bend a lot. Lift the heart. You might feel this in the right quad or the right hip flexor. We're going to bring that right hand down to the earth outside the right knee. Sweep the left arm around. Bring the hips forward. Left bicep over your left ear. Open up. Ooh, beautiful. Sort of like a side plank. Hands sweep in front of you once again. We lift the left leg to the left. Sweep it around behind. Knee to nose. Extend the leg. Tabletop. Cat and cow or left and right sways, whatever feels right for you here. And if you have blocks, I invite you to bring them into play for downward dog. But if you don't have blocks, that's totally cool. We're going to play around here a little bit with our downward dog, blocks or not. So hands should be a couple inches forward of your tabletop. We're going to press it, tuck the toes under, really dig the belly toward the spine, and slowly float the knees off the ground to come into a downward facing dog. By the way, if you have a hard time with downward dog, this is a great way to make it a little more straightforward and supported, is using blocks. It's not for everybody. I'm going to inhale and peel forward into a plank. I'm sticking with my blocks here. You're going to stay here or lower just a couple of inches, practicing a low plank. Press back up, high plank, downward dog. Inhale forward for your plank. Lift one foot off the ground. Draw the foot back to the ground. Lift the other foot off the ground. Bring the other foot down, downward dog. Pedal into your dog if that feels like the right thing to do. It might help open up the backs of the legs. Rise up to the tiptoes and press the chest back toward the thighs. Look past your hands, stay on your tippy toes and take a walk forward. Blocks can help here as well. And find your forward fold. This could be a ragdoll, or you might interlace the fingers behind the neck and let the elbows drop. Bend the knees so the belly is connected to the earth. Hands release to the earth. A half a lift. Hands glide to the shins. Exhale for a forward fold. Inhale, rise up to standing. Exhale, hands to your heart. Tadasana, hands drop by your sides. I'm getting actually warm enough now to remove my sweater. You're welcome to stay in Tadasana. Or you can sweep the arms nice and wide. Bring them up over the head again and take another forward fold. From your forward fold, a halfway lift. If you have low back issues, use a breath out for this. Exhale again for your forward fold. Inhale, float all the way to standing. I'll meet you there. Arms lift overhead. Grab a hold of the right wrist, give it a tug. Exhale, a tilt over to the left. Inhale high, release your grasp. Take a hold of the left wrist, a little tug, and a tilt over to the right. Cactus shaped arms as you rise up to standing. Open, open, open the elbows. I'm going to drop the hands behind you. You could either hook the fingers or interlace the fingers, depending on what works for you. And then open up those collarbones, squeeze the shoulder blades together, slowly draw the knuckles toward the earth, extending the elbows, and drop into a modified chair pose, Utkatasana. Rise up to the tippy toes, sink a little deeper, keep the belly working nice and hard. See if you can stay on the tippy toes, take a little sway left and right, feeling the change in equilibrium. And then keeping the knees bent, drop the heels to the earth. Big breath in. Exhale, fold over your legs. Keep the knees nicely bent. And maybe a little space gets created between the low back and the hands. Hands drop to the earth. Halfway lift. A forward fold. Step the left foot just a step back on the mat into a warrior one shape. So the toes are pointing toward the upper left corner of the mat and both feet are all the way on the earth. We're in a Parsvottanasana shape. We're going to come halfway up, hands to the hips. Lengthen your right knee. We're going to move into a warrior one. So you might lengthen your stance here and bend your front knee. Keep your front knee bent, your left foot onto the earth. Lift your heart, your shoulders come over the hips, arms float high. East-west pose, left arm forward, right arm behind. Rise back, warrior one. Cactus arms step into chair pose, Utkatasana. Eagle arms, right elbow under left. You can take one wrap or two here. Wherever you go, lift the elbows shoulder height or higher. And keep that belly nice and strong. We're going to take a little twist over toward the right. You might not go far in order to keep the hips square, but keep the thighs as if they're spinning inward toward one another. Front and center, rise up, arms loose. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. I'm going to take my blocks. We're all going to meet in a high plank. If you have a full vinyasa, you're welcome to take it. I'm working on some upper body strength here, so I'm going to lower part way down for a low plank. I'm going to pause there. Then I'm going to press back up, high plank, and straight to downward dog. At any point in time, you're welcome to take a full vinyasa with the high plank, low plank, back bend, etc. Pedal out your feet. In your down dog, go ahead and lift the right leg off the mat. Your choice, you can remain here or you might open up your dog, stacking your hips and bending your right knee. Ankle circles, open and close your toes. And the leg comes straight behind. Foot returns to meet the left foot. Left leg floats high. Again, you might remain here doing your ankle circles or opening and closing your toes, or you could open up and stack your hips. Left knee bent helps gravity help you. Extend the left leg and draw the foot to the earth. Rise back to the tippy toes and starting with the foot you don't normally start with, walk to the front of the mat. A forward fold. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Rise up to standing, arms float high. Chair pose, Utkatasana. Rise up to the tiptoes, sink a little deeper. You can always bring your hands to your heart or by your sides. Heels to the earth. East-west pose, left arm forward, right arm behind. Oh, I think we did that in Warrior One, not chair. So we'll do that again. No worries there. We'll cover it. Come back to chair. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, fold over your legs. Halfway lift. Forward fold. This time, right foot steps one step back into a Warrior One stance, but we're working to keep the left leg straight to start. Parsvottanasana. Hands to your hips, rise halfway up. We're going to move into a Warrior One, so you might extend your stance, bend your front knee, and then lift up, Warrior One. Adjust if you need to. I need to go a little wider. Back bend, right glutes really active, east-west pose, right arm forward, left arm behind. We'll rise back up, Warrior One. Step into chair pose, Utkatasana. Hands to your heart. Stay in chair, lift the left knee toward your heart. Step back for a Warrior Two. Take your time. Took my time. I didn't pay attention for a split second, and I found my feet moving where I didn't expect them to. My balance went with them, or maybe it was the other way around. Flip your front palm for a reverse warrior. Oh, that feels so good. Opening up the hips, lift the right heel, sink deeper into the front knee. Keep that heel lifted for a moment. And then bring it back down, come to a Warrior Two. Bring your hands to your hips, extend both legs. Spin on your right heel so all the toes face the long edge of the mat. As wide a stance as you like. Dig your fingertips into your hip creases, fold halfway down. Reach the heart forward rather than reaching it down. Nose points down. Pause for long spine. See what the feet are doing, what the thighs are doing. And lower all the way down. Now walk over toward the left foot. Maybe the hands reach the left foot. Maybe they don't. Maybe they reach the left heel. But continue to work the legs nice and straight. Draw the belly in and up. Inhale, hands towards center. Exhale, hands to the other direction. Hands return to center. We pivot the right heel so the toes point forward. We come back to a bent knee to move into warrior two. It might be a little wider than last time. Totally cool. Watch the bum. My shoulders and my buttocks were in different zip codes, so I need to really use the belly. Let's find a Trikonasana. Straighten your front leg. Reach the right arm as far forward as you can. Drop it and lift the left hand. I'm going to prepare for our warrior two on the other side. So find your way to the front of that mat. You might bend your front knee. Return to warrior two. Hands to your hips and step forward. And come back into chair pose Utkatasana. Hands can draw to your heart. This time the right knee lifts up, a little balance. And we shift into our warrior two. Step back. Warrior two. Reverse. Warrior two. Lift the left heel, pause. Draw the knee forward, the heel down. Reverse once more. A warrior two. Hands to your hips, straighten your front leg. Arms reach out. Trikonasana triangle pose. This time we're going to go ahead and bring the back heel up, come to the ball of the foot, and place your hands inside your left foot. Heel toe the left foot out to the left. In your choice, either lizard twist or a lizard. We're coming toward the end of the physical practice so we can bring back in our loving kindness meditation. Wherever you are, return to a plank. And then place the right foot outside the right hand to take your lizard twist or your lizard. We will meet in a seat. This time for the meditation, we're going to go ahead and draw the soles of the feet together for Baddha Konasana. I will face you this time. And if that requires something under your knees, because the knees are lifted, go ahead and make that happen. If you prefer, you're welcome to come into a legs up the wall position if you have a wall to use, or come onto your back, your feet up on a couch or a chair. Could be a wooden chair or a cushiony chair, and you slide the buttocks forward as close to the chair as you can get it so that the seat of the chair is protecting all the way from the heels to the knees. So I'm going to stay in Baddha Konasana, seated and comfortable with my hands at my heart. Close the eyes. Big breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Coming back to this sense and sensation or sensations, something you love that makes you smile, that makes you feel warm, that makes you feel happy, that you can use to spill over into sharing happiness this time to the many selves that you are. So picture first you as a young child, embodying this sense of love and kindness that you find from a piece of music or a piece of art or puppies or another person. You're picturing yourself as a young child, and with each exhale, you're embodying that feeling, that set of sensations outward to this younger you. And picture yourself now standing in front of you as a teenager. And offer the exhales of love and kindness out to yourself. Now in front of you is a version of you as a young adult, younger than you are today. It could be last week. It could be 2 decades ago or more. And offer yourself these sensations, this embodiment of love and kindness and compassion and smile and happy on your exhales. And now, as if you were looking in a mirror today, in this moment, looking deep into your own eyes, understanding whatever pain, whatever obfuscations of happiness there are, that there is still at the core this power for smile, for love, for kindness to yourself. And we breathe. You may remain here, or perhaps you find your way all the way into Shavasana or Supta Baddha Konasana. Today we're going to end wherever you are at the moment or on our backs. I'm going to go with Supta Baddha Konasana. Knees bent and wide out past the edges of the mat. A hand on the belly, shoulder blades toward the hips, and a hand on the heart. You could also place a hand gently over the eyes, your choice. Feeling the power, the movement like waves of this breath. Noticing the embodiment on the exhale of love and kindness. Maybe it's a color. For me, that would be orange. Maybe it's a texture. Maybe it's white. A few moments of breath. No thought or any thought, whatever happens, whatever arises. May all beings be happy. May they know the causes of happiness. May all beings be free from suffering and know the causes of suffering. May all beings live with ease, with compassion, without attachment, without aversion, with love, unconditional for all others. You're welcome to place your hands on your heart and share the power and the merits of this practice, your compassion, your love and kindness, outward with the sound of Om. Exhale all the air from your lungs. Take a full breath in. Gently the knees gather into the chest. Whatever way feels right for you. After you give them a good squeeze, you might roll onto your side and press up to a seat. Or you might rock and roll forward and backward until your momentum brings you there. It is with heartfelt gratitude that we close down this practice for today. And I'm looking forward to seeing you next week. We will not have class on Christmas Day, but we certainly will be around next week. And I very much look forward to practicing with you again soon. My name is Karen, coming to you from Vermont, where it's going to be 50 degrees today and really slushy. But we are here with recordings. There are, I'm sure, over 100 of them now. I haven't counted, but there's been that many days. And live to you on the majority of Saturdays throughout the year. Winter season is 10 a.m. Hoping to see you again soon. Namaste. Thank you all for joining. And if you have funds, awesome for you to donate or donate so other people can practice, but we are here for you. Take care. Bye.